Hey guys and gals, happy Monday. Today's topic is going to be when I suggest to feel your emotions, right? The emotional discovery. Here's what I mean. So I'll get to that in a minute. Breathe in the fresh air. It's about 4 o'clock on Sunday when I'm shooting this. I'd say breathe in the peace, but I got a barking dog. Alright. So, when I say feel your feelings, feel your emotions, here's what I mean. People are like, I don't know how to do it. Other people say, but every time I go to feel my emotions, I just get so depressed or so sad, and I find myself crying, and I don't want to do that. And they're resisting. And inevitably, when you look, underneath the or behind the curtains, you find that the emotions that they're going to immediately are about their symptoms and how devastating their symptoms are and what those symptoms mean about their current life and their future life. And they are catastrophizing, and they are very afraid of feeling their feelings because those feelings are already overwhelming them, and they are already terrifying to them. And so the suggestion that you should feel your feelings to get better can be very frightening, and I get that. And so what I mean when I say feel your feelings, I mean about other things. Look, we're intimately aware of what our feelings are regarding our symptoms. We hate them. They depress us. They scare us. We've got fear. We've got anxiety. There's all sorts of emotions that surround our symptoms and our current lot in life. So when I say feel your feelings, I'm not talking about your feelings about your symptoms. You're already very consciously aware of that. So ask yourself, what else? What else is going on? How are you doing in your personal relationships? In your work or business relationships? How are you doing financially? How are you doing with your own self-image stuff? How do you feel about yourself? What are you feeling right now? And I'm not talking about the symptoms. Now look, if you want to get that out and just kind of give yourself a period of time to, throw yourself a nice big pity party about how bad life sucks because you've got all these symptoms, fine, go for it. But set a time limit. Give yourself 5 minutes and then move on. What else is going on? How do I feel about, whatever else is going on in your life? Some people are not able to work. How do you feel about COVID? How do you feel about the lockdowns? How do you feel about whatever's going on? How do you feel about the government reaction or the government lack of reaction? Or how do you feel about masks or people not wearing masks or whatever side of the fence you're on? How do you feel about that stuff? Did somebody recently pass away in your life? Funerals can cause a lot of upheaval because whenever that happens, we're face to face with mortality. In my family, I'm 55, my brother's turning 60 or just turned 60, and my uncle, who's just 70, just passed away of cancer. All right, that's 15 years away for me, 10 years away for my brother. That shit's starting to look pretty real, And so we're confronted with our mortality and kind of a feeling like, wow, how much time do I have left on this planet? Don't really know. And then we get into that second and third guessing of ourselves, and am I really living life? Am I mattering? Am I doing anything that's worthwhile? And I know personally, I have lots of doubts and limiting beliefs. And yes, this pain community has been wonderful and been a super step productivity-wise for me, getting these videos done every day and responding to and communicating with and growing this community. Wonderful. But there's still a lot that I haven't done with it yet. And so I'm kind of second guessing myself, like, what am I waiting for? Life's short. So, when I say feel your emotions, I mean about that stuff. You know, not about the symptoms. You already know. You're consciously aware. You're staring at those emotions all day, every day. You're not going to discover anything new there. But sometimes if you ask yourself, what else is going on? What else am I feeling today? What else is on my mind? Go there. And if you're still stuck, here's a good prompt. If nobody were listening, what would I say about my emotions? It's a good prompt. So, having a tough time getting to your emotions, if it's because the emotions about your actual symptoms are so overwhelming and so all-consuming, then Sarna was right. The distraction is working flawlessly. And so that's a great time to say what else is happening. And start exploring. Just, visualize the various areas of your life. If you need to, ask, where's anger showing up? It shows up all over the place. Where does sadness show up? Guilt, shame, rage, fear, jealousy. Where are these things showing up in your life? And sometimes going around the chairs and saying, all right, anger, your turn to talk. I did a video called Emotions Anonymous. If you go to YouTube on the YouTube channel for Pain For You, the magnifying glass, you can search for Emotions Anonymous. You'll find it. Basically, there's various techniques, tools. Hold an open house for your emotions. Doesn't mean come on in emotions about the symptoms. It means what else is going on. And so if you find yourself talking about your symptoms all day long with others and even with yourself, see if you can step out of that story, the story of pain, the story of symptoms, the story of illness, and step into life a little bit more. Because as we know, fear of the symptoms and focus on the symptoms are the two things that fuel them and keep them persistent. So, if all you're doing all day long is thinking about your symptoms, unwittingly, you're keeping them persistent. And so as much as you can, shift your attention to things other than the symptoms. It's really important. And if your emotional discovery process that you're doing to try to uncover some things is all about the symptoms, same thing. Shift your attention away from the symptoms to something else. What else is going on, right? So I don't know. Short video. Yeah, that's all I had to say on that. So, love you guys and gals. Happy Monday. Hope you enjoyed your weekend, and we will see you tomorrow. Good night.